Belinda, thank you so much for finding the time for us. And finally, it's so cool to have you on our show. It's been you. I mean, I wanted to talk to you for quite some time. So thanks for finding the energy after long days of practice these days.
Thank you. Thanks so much for having me. I really appreciate it, and I look forward to talking with you.
So tell me, the last 12 months, how much has tennis changed for you, and what are some of the biggest challenges that you had to face?
It changed basically that I'm practicing a lot. Definitely last year was to forget, I would say. It almost felt like we never played, even though we played some tournaments in the start of the year and then somewhere in the end of the year. But yeah, I definitely want to forget that year and continue, and hopefully this year we can play. And I think everyone's got a little bit used to like the conditions nowadays and how to make a tournament in these conditions. So I definitely miss tennis, and definitely want to kind of play the tournaments and even in these conditions.
We were just chatting about it quickly before that there are so many things you have to worry about these days mentally that must be taking a lot of energy out of you guys. How do you keep, just motivated and focused, staying on track despite, you have to fill out so many papers to start with just to get to the tournaments?
Yeah, it's true. I mean, it's definitely much different conditions than we are used to. So it definitely took some time to figure out everything. Traveling is not so easy anymore. So we have to do all the tests and, a lot of tests, that's for sure. Yeah, it's very difficult. Also in the tournament, you cannot move around. You're just in your hotel room and the tennis court. So it's really difficult to stay sane and to stay kind of in your routine, because your routine has changed completely. And yeah, definitely it's a lot of focus on tennis now. No more going out for dinners and yeah, having some nice food. And but still, I feel like this is our job, and if it's like this, the situation, we have to accept it, and we have to do everything we can just to play. So yeah, still it's fun to be on a tournament, but definitely it was better before.
Well, since you are our first guest on the Roland-Garros show this year, let's talk Paris a little bit. You have won the junior tournament in Paris at a very young age. How important was that for your career at the beginning?
Yeah, I mean, I have beautiful memories from there. For sure, it's also the first ever Grand Slam I played in the juniors. I lost first round, but I still remember the feeling walking on the side for the first time. I was overwhelmed. I was not able to play. And definitely this gave me so much like experience and just like a look how it looks like on the Grand Slam tournament. So yeah, for sure. I mean, winning this first Grand Slam, I will never forget. I still like have all these memories in front of me, and every time I come back to Paris, it feels great. So for sure, I hope I can have a little bit better results now on clay. But yeah, trying. So hopefully I can do some better results in the Roland-Garros too now on the pros.
You still have a long way in front of you, so I'm sure your time will come when it's due to. Roland-Garros being obviously the most elegant tournament. If you can think of male and female players that represent the style and elegance for you, current or former from the history?
Well, I have to say on the male side, Rafael Nadal. I mean, for sure it's his tournament. I think it should be, yeah, for sure he is. And on the women's side, I feel like Suzanne Lenglen, for sure. I mean, with the, like talking about elegant, with the skirts and everything. Yeah, they had kind of different outfits than we have now, but I mean, that's what comes to my mind. So yeah, these two.
Can you imagine if we had to play in those skirts these days?
No way. No, I even complain now sometimes that like I don't feel comfortable.
Yeah. If you have to describe Roland-Garros in 3 words, what would that be?
Well, French.
Obviously.
Obviously, but like you come there and it's just French. Yes. It feels very French. Yeah, difficult crosswords.
The same.
I mean, everyone is. You go to the cafe and everyone is eating croissant there, so you kind of want also. and petite maybe.
Okay,
Small.
nice, perfect.
Small and nice and different.
You've been away from the game for some injuries for quite some time. Then you had an incredible comeback. How much, not being able to play tennis has given you the perspective on the game?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's the biggest thing that the injuries have taught me. So I'm definitely in this moment, of course, you are very frustrated. You're having this injury and like, why is this and why that? But after that, you appreciate it so much more, and it kind of gives you more motivation and more kind of perspective to it. So you appreciate it more, and definitely yeah, sometimes your motivation is a little bit low, but then when you get injured and you cannot play at all, then you feel very motivated to come back. You want to play again. So this kind of joy and perspective kind of lifts you up again for the comeback. So that's for sure the main thing that I learned, and I kind of still remember it when also this year when I couldn't play. I enjoyed it so much to be at home as well, not to travel so much, but still I have the hunger again for the tennis. So that's for sure something that it's teaching me.
Well, this question is more about something for you much, much in the future. But I'm wondering, because we have this series called Business After Sports, and you still have a long way in your career, but are there any things that you kind of already thinking of while you're still playing that, you know what, I might find this can be interesting for me one day when I retire? Or is it 100% focus on tennis at the moment?
Yeah, I mean, definitely, sometimes I think about it, although I still think I really have a lot of years to go. But I think it's very important, when to stop and how the transition is, and that you have a normal life after tennis. And I actually appreciate this year because it showed me that I still enjoy being at home, because and I can have a normal life, besides tennis. So this showed me that I shouldn't have any problems after it. But definitely after the career, I want to have a family. That's kind of my first thought, and want to have kids. And after that, definitely I want to finish or not finish, but make a university degree, like go to school. And I feel like I'm pretty happy. I finished like the part of the school that I had to, and after tennis, I can still do that. I have time to do that. So definitely that, but I don't know which way yet. But I think I'm a lot of interested in a lot of things, but it can change over the years. I think in the next years I will have different interests, and I think it's too early to maybe say.
Of course. Just the very last question, and more on the short term. What are your goals and kind of expectations for yourself on and off the court for this year?
Well, my goals are definitely, to stay healthy and to be able to play. I think it's very important. It's not easy, when you're preparing and always practicing for a tournament, and then you play one tournament and then 5 tournaments are canceled, and then you play another one. So I hope this year will be different, and we will have a schedule. We will know what we play. We can prepare. And I want to use this to return to top 10. I'm fallen out. I'm now on the 12th place, so hopefully I can do that and climb up the rankings. For sure, it's my goal, to be as high as possible and to focus on the big tournaments. So definitely, want to do well in those.
Perfect. Well, good luck for 2021. I'm sure you will be in top 10 in no time. And stay safe,
Thank
healthy,
you.
and hopefully we can see each other very soon, either back in Slovakia, Switzerland, or wherever
Yes.
on the road.
Exactly. Yes. Thank you. And it was nice talking to you. Thanks.